Episode 11 is here of the Two Average Guys Sport Podcast. Literally just a couple average dudes talking about sports. No former playing experience, no former management experience. Literally two average dudes. My name is Sam. This is my co-host here, Espen. Espen, how are we doing today?
Doing pretty good. Almost at the weekend. Love Thursday episodes more than Mondays because just got one more day the rest of the week.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when you got the Miami Dolphins and Jags playing, like, it's already the weekend, man. It's Florida.
Yeah, I mean that's our Thursday night game of the week. Thursday night football game this week. I mean, I'll take it. Who cares? I'm still gonna watch it because it's the NFL. I'm still
It's the
watching it.
NFL. It's Thursday. Like, what else is on? The Lakers and Nuggets. But we have a
Yeah,
great episode for you today. Some basketball news, some MLB news, NFL, college football, and we have a special little thing today.
yeah. Little interview to end the episode.
Yeah, a little interview at the end of the episode. Shall we go ahead and get started?
Yeah, let's start rolling.
All right. So NBA, last night we had Tyler Herro being the hero, and all I'm gonna say is, rumor has it that his girlfriend came to the bubble, and now he's starting to drop 37 points.
I wonder
Just
what.
saying.
I wonder why that he would be so eager and excited.
I wonder as well. But anyways, they go ahead. They beat Boston. It's now 3-1. I really didn't think this was gonna happen. I thought I remember we were predicting it. We said close series, but this wasn't close.
I mean, the games have been pretty close so
The games
far,
have been close, yes.
but Miami has had the upper edge most of the games. They just keep surprising me. I mean, I didn't think they would go this far. I just every game they play, I'm just like, all right, this is gonna be the game they lose. This is the game. For some reason, they just can't convince me they're a good team, which I'm an idiot because they are a very great team right now. I mean, they're a
Yeah.
game away from getting to the finals.
Yeah, I mean they're 11-2 inside of the bubble in terms of playoffs, which is honestly pretty damn good if you had to ask me. But like we said, Tyler Herro playing the hero last night, dropping 37. The dude's 20 or 21. He's our age or a little bit younger. He went to Kentucky for a year, and he's balling.
Yeah, can we talk about how John Calipari pumps out these guys who get no playing time at Kentucky, and then all of a sudden they're absolute studs in the NBA. Devin Booker was the sixth man for when he was a freshman at Kentucky. He didn't start.
Yeah, no,
That is
you're
insane.
like, the dude was just on the bench the whole year, and coming in for a few minutes every single game, and then now he's in the NBA, and he dropped what, 70 in a game last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think
I
he's at
mean,
like I think he's at 70 and a couple 50, maybe even a 60-point game in there.
yeah, it's crazy to me. And then on top of that, like, I mean, going back to the Kentucky conversation, like, look at the guys that come out of Kentucky. Like, they're just dogs. I mean, imagine if the NBA changed its rules so you have to stay in college for like 2 or 3 years. Imagine the teams that, like, they could build. Like, they'd
I
be
mean,
winning a championship.
I mean, I hate to say it, but yeah, you're probably right. Them and Duke would just pile on recruits after, and it would just be it would be incredibly boring. I think to have Kentucky Duke every year because I hate both
You're a
those schools.
Kansas
But
fan. You get a couple of 5 stars.
I
You're
mean,
not the same basketball school you once were.
we're still at that elite level.
You're up there, but you're number 5 star recruits are going a little bit elsewhere.
Yeah, but we have the guys who stick around, and then we just get loaded teams with juniors and seniors, and then go to the Final Four with those teams. So
True.
I'm okay with that trade off.
That's true. That's true. But either way, Miami looks very good. Can they close it out? I think the next game is tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow Friday night. I'm gonna say Boston is gonna win Game 5, but I think the Heat are. I think we're gonna get a Miami Lakers championship. I think the Heat get it in 6.
Yeah, I would have to. Actually, I'll go ahead and say Miami wins the next one. I think they just close out the series. I think Boston's
But
eventually just gonna give up.
yeah, but I mean, I still think Boston has a fighting chance. I could still see them coming back from 3-1. It's going to be really difficult. They need to ask
Yeah.
Denver what to do.
If they are the team that can come back, if there is a team that can come back from a 3-1 deficit, I would say. I mean, I know Utah's out there in the West, but I would say it's Boston. I mean, the
Well,
depth that they have.
Denver's done it twice in this
I
playoffs
know. Well,
run.
that's why I said Denver. It's just like I don't know if they could do it against the Lakers. I think that Boston would have a better chance against the Miami Heat. But going out west, Lakers go up 2-1. Same kind of ordeal where it's like the games were close. I mean, Anthony Davis hit a 3-pointer to, make the Lakers go up 2-1. So it could very well be the other way. I mean, what are your thoughts on this whole series?
Yeah, Denver has looked really strong. I think I said they were going to be, I thought they were incredibly tired coming into this series, just from being down 3-1 in the other series and playing 7 games. But they've looked stout. Their team is solid. Jokic and Murray. I mean, arguably the best duo in the playoffs out of any team. Any team.
It's up there, but it's not number one.
I don't know. I mean, they look good.
Imagine if we had Devin Booker in the playoffs. Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton.
Phoenix, Miami championship.
Wow. Yeah. That would be incredibly boring. But going off your point, I think Jokic and Murray are up there for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? Oh, I forgot about that. Bulls hired Billy Donovan. What a pickup. Who would have thought Billy Donovan goes from I wouldn't expect him to go to Chicago. I'm sorry, but Chicago is just not good right now. They haven't been relevant since D Rose left. I mean, they have guys. They have Otto Porter Jr. and Larry Marketing. They have Zach LaVine, but even with on paper, it looks like a pretty good team. They just can't seem to kind of get it together.
I like this move personally. It's a low risk, high reward situation, which means Billy Donovan, he's not gonna. Yeah, the team's not great, but at the same time, you're not bringing in a coach who has that losing experience. He won 2 national championships. Right. He had 2 national championships at Florida, and I mean, he took an Oklahoma City team this year, especially that was supposed to be absolute trash, probably a top 5 pick, and he took them into the playoffs, competed with Houston, took Houston to 7 games. So it's a great pickup for Chicago. If I'm a Bulls fan, I am ecstatic about this. I mean, there's not much to get excited about if you're a Bulls fan. So any kind of positive news for your team, I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this, he's going from not a pretty good team, but above average to a team that's average. Do you think the Bulls are going to make the playoffs next year with him?
Oh, hell no. Like I said, yeah, it's a low risk, high reward. Honestly, the reward is an 8 seed for the Bulls. If they make it to get an 8 seed, that is a very successful season for Chicago.
You know what it kind of reminds me? It kind of reminds me of Scott Brooks when he left OKC, and he went to the Wizards, and it was just
oh my gosh,
it's not like it's a terrible move. It's just not good. The Wizards aren't good this year.
There's just some franchises right now that are just continuing to just suck, and the Bulls have been one of them for a while.
I mean. Yeah, for sure, but there's worse. It's the Charlotte Hornets.
The Hornets finished above the Bulls this year in the standings. I mean, they were –
Fair enough. But, NBA, we're still going, which is, good. Also, the last thing in the NBA is, as of right now, it doesn't sound like the 2021 season is going to start until January or very, very late December. This means no NBA Christmas game days.
I know.
And I'll say this. As a Jew, that's the only reason I look forward to Christmas. I mean, it's the truth. It's the only reason I look forward to Christmas. I'm I get 5 straight games from 12 p.m. I got to watch a shitty New York Knicks. Sorry, explicit Spotify. Okay, all the way to 1:30 the next morning. Okay, I got to see Santa leave, but while I'm watching the NBA, it's phenomenal.
Well, you still celebrate Christmas anyway, so.
Yeah, but
But Hanukkah's your main. Yeah.
Basketball, man, it's there. It's awesome.
And even if you're not usually 95% of the time, I have the games on in the background if I'm doing something else on Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, so. I'm gonna be a little sad if they don't start until January.
Also, Adam Silver said that they may try and do a full 82-game season, which this makes no sense to me.
Back to back.
If you start in January and you do a full 82-game season, the regular season goes into what? July?
July.
June, July. Then you have 2 months of playoffs, and you're just back to laying. I mean, I don't know. I say you do a 60-game season or something.
Yeah, I think it would be a 60, probably 60. And MLB news, finally here, the last weekend of the regular season before baseball becomes relevant once again. Just being honest, just being truthful. AL, it looks like Houston unfortunately might make the playoffs again, man. I'm not happy. No banging trash cans.
They're like 3.5, 4 games up on the 9th place Angels, who are like, there's only 4 games left, so that they basically clinched.
To trigger any Astros fans, I'm going to say this. Your team did not make the playoffs. The Angels just suck. All right. Mike Trout is a great baseball player, but his team sucks.
Houston's not going anywhere this year in the playoffs. I don't think they go far.
Bang, bang. See what I did there? And then Toronto, it looks like they actually might going to make the playoffs too, and they've been beating the crap out of my Yankees the past few days. So good for them.
The Buffalo Blue Jays.
My apologies. The Buffalo Blue Jays.
Since they're playing in Buffalo, which I have not seen. I have not seen a single highlight from that stadium this season. Have you? I just forgot that they were.
I mean, other than watching Yankee games, like when they play the Blue Jays, I don't think anyone cares.
I think most people still think they're playing at the Rogers Center in Toronto. But
I guarantee you, if you walk down the street and you're like, "Hey, where do the Blue Jays play?" and they'll be like, "Toronto," and you're like, "Okay, fair enough." But NL, on the other hand, we got freaking teams, man. They're competing.
Yeah, we have eight teams right now competing for the last 4 spots. I looked at the standings before the episode. I'm pretty sure all 8 of those teams are between 4 games of each other. So it's going to be a really interesting weekend to wrap up this seeding and see who's going to play who. Because next week you begin the 3-game wildcard series, which, I mean, those are going to be absolutely insane. So
yeah, and on top of that, you don't have to worry about it if your team already made it to playoffs, or if you're just a depressed Royals fan, who Alex Gordon decided to retire today. So
I saw it coming. I thought he was going to retire 2 or 3 years ago. But yeah, a little shout out to probably one of my favorite Royals players of all time. He stuck with the organization. He was in the farm system before he played here. So shout out to Alex Gordon. Shout out to Omaha, Nebraska. You real one, Alex Gordon.
Yeah, and obviously, great career for him. But he's about as relevant as David Wright is for the Mets, just not really anymore.
He still plays for the Mets, or is he retired?
I think he has to be retired by now.
He'd be like 47 years old. Yeah.
No, he would be, because they gave him a contract, I think, in 2010 for 7 years, and he was in his 30s. So he's probably 33.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that, or excuse me, 43 now. But, changing it over to a little college football action. It's the week. We have the SEC.
That means college football is officially back. SEC is what basically runs college football. So,
with the exception of the playoffs.
Yeah, right. SEC is back this weekend. They're week 1, even though technically it's like week 3. I don't even really.
I think we're on week 4. We're actually on week 4 now.
Oh, really? I haven't been paying a ton of attention to college football this year. It feels super weird without college football. Is that one of those few sports where I think you need fans? Like, there have been a few.
I think college sports in general, you need fans.
Yeah.
I think you need a reason to drink, in all honesty.
Yeah, unless you go to BYU, then you can't even have a soda.
I know. Imagine that. You're like, I'm gonna get drunk today off of water.
No, you get a cold glass of milk at the stadium.
Oh. But for all the SEC fans that are out there, just remember that the Big Ten is better. It always has been and always will be. OS, OHIO. We like that. But ACC, we got a problem. Houston, we got a problem. Notre Dame at Wake Forest. Notre Dame, the very holy university that it is spreading COVID around. Little demons out there.
This is
the first problem.
Yeah.
I don't remember if you predicted it, but Notre Dame going to the playoffs.
I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah.
So what happens now if they miss 1 or 2 weeks and now they end up playing 8 games while their teams play 10? So problem.
Luckily, they're a part of the ACC this year, so they can still compete for like an ACC championship against Clemson, because Clemson's the only. Actually, no. Since Notre Dame's out, Miami could be the team to play Clemson, since Miami's up there in the rankings. But
is Notre Dame in the same side as Clemson?
This year, they're doing no side. They're not doing divisions. It's just one. It's just one. It's like top 2 teams in the whole conference. That's which I kind of like.
Yeah, it's not so bad. That's kind of what Big 12 does.
Yeah, because yeah.
I mean, I guess you don't pay attention to college football if you're a Kansas fan.
Oh God, don't remind me.
I'm just saying. Also, ODU is not good at football, so it's fine.
But also, I was gonna say too. Couldn't we expect this from this season? I mean, we had to know that there were going to be these kind of outbreaks at these
Well,
big
that's my
schools.
thing, especially with like the SEC's, like, because it's such, I mean, it's gonna be real. It's the South, and it seems like a lot less people are, caring and taking this as serious, which is okay. I mean, not really okay, but what are we gonna do about it? Like, what happens if an SEC school, such as Alabama, such as Florida, such Georgia, LSU, Auburn, I would say Vanderbilt or Mizzou, but they're irrelevant. What happens if 7, 8 guys on the team, and what happens if it's your starting quarterback, not just some irrelevant nobody?
I have a solution for anybody who's seen the show Blue Mountain State. They go play in a cornfield. That's what they do.
That's the only option.
Yeah, they go bring in Thad Castle.
Yeah, and Sammy the mascot. Alex. And you got Alex at backup QB.
What a great show.
You don't want to be a starter? No, man. I just want to party. I'm the backup QB. I got to practice and I got to drink.
I love that show.
You know what's sad is that people that are 10 years younger than us are never going to see that show.
Yeah, because it's not on anywhere. It's like
it's gone.
Yeah, it's just erased from all streaming services possible.
It has to be. Could you imagine if that was out here today?
Yeah, that would.
Do you remember the second episode? I can't talk about it, but they have to go to the club.
The Oreo one?
No, that was the first one. But thank God college football is not like that because hazing on hazing.
It'd be a shit show.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do got some good games this week. First one up, we got number 5 Florida traveling to Ole Miss, noon Eastern. Who are you picking? You got the Gators or you got the Rebels?
I got the Gators. Mr. Kyle Trask at QB. I think he's gonna go ahead and light up Ole Miss because it's Ole Miss. Did they change their flag?
I don't know. I think they did.
Ole Miss had the Confederate flag.
They still have it, then they are idiots. But
yeah, who you got?
I'm gonna go Florida. I think it's gonna be closer than people think. Florida always plays down to their competition. It seems like in the first few weeks of college football.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it's close, but Florida wins.
I have to agree. Kentucky at Auburn. This is an interesting game, and here's why. Because there was no, I know there's no preseason in college football, but Kentucky. I don't know. I'm going Auburn. Honestly, it's not going to be a close game. Who am I kidding?
Well, these SEC schools, they can't play Cathedral like you said.
It's Citadel.
I know. I'm messing with
you.
I know. They can't play these Georgia Southerns or Troy or
and you would expect schools like Kansas to beat Coastal Carolina, but it just doesn't happen.
Boy, okay. We can stop talking about Kansas, or else I'm gonna get depressed. But I'm gonna go Auburn. I think Auburn rolls. They're always really solid, always a top 10, 15 team. So I'm gonna go Auburn.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. And I got the next game here because hook 'em horns. UT baby at Texas Tech. UT Sam Ehlinger blows them out. Sam Ehlinger is gonna be my Heisman this year.
Interesting. Texas Tech's the only team I think we have a chance against in the Big 12. So I think Texas will blow them out of the doors this weekend. Ehlinger, like you said, I think Ehlinger, he's a junior, right? Or is he
now he's a senior. No, he's a junior.
I could see him being like a sneaky second or third round pick in the draft next year and getting on a
big too.
Isn't he 6'5",
I think he's 6'3" or 6'4", but he can also run, and he's not as he doesn't move as well as Cam Newton or anyone, but he could easily get out of the pocket.
Like a younger Big Ben maybe, but less fat.
And less, sexual assault claims.
Yeah, less rapey.
Seriously though.
Yeah.
Hook 'em horns, baby.
I got the next game here. Kind of a sneaky good one. Number 22 Army traveling to number 14 Cincinnati. I'm actually going to go military upset. Going to go with the Army Black Knights upsetting Cincinnati.
I got Cincinnati, but these games when the Army or Navy, when the wishbone offense plays some teams like this, they just don't know how to prepare because it's just not your typical offense. But like, I think Cincinnati's going to go up early, and then Army's just going to have to crawl their way back. But they always run, so like, just take
I'm all for
time off.
I'm all for upsets. I want to see a couple upsets this weekend. I think it's always fun.
That's my next one. Florida State at Miami. I go Florida State.
Wow.
I got the upset here. I know. I got the upset here.
I'm gonna go Miami. I think the Canes they're a pretty solid team. They're Tariq. What's the quarterback's name?
De'Aaron King.
De'Aaron King. I think he prevails. Florida State. They have not been relevant since famous Jameis. So
yeah. What's that you do?
It's a W.
steal crabs or lobsters from the local grocery store as well.
And I think he sexually assaulted an Uber driver as well.
Oh, he probably has a rap sheet.
Have you seen
if I remember correctly, he has a rap sheet.
Do you know he had LASIK eye surgery in the offseason because last year he couldn't see?
Yeah.
There's this meme of him like squinting all the time.
And he was throwing touchdown or picks. He doesn't know. He has no idea. But from Saturdays to Sundays, we got, a decent kind of week, I guess. We have some good games. We have some bad games too.
I would say, yeah, the primetime games on Sunday and Monday are good, and the late games are pretty good.
I have to ask you this real quick before we get started. Over-under of 15 major injuries. We're talking torn ACLs, broken bones.
Oh, it's under. There's no way we see what happened next week. I just don't see how we could have 2 straight weeks of awful injuries.
They would have to cancel the NFL season.
Not due to COVID, because of no practice.
Yeah. Just rip to the NFL season if that happens.
Yeah.
First game of the week, take it.
Thursday night game this week, Jacksonville, Miami. Ryan Fitzpatrick will not be the quarterback after this week because they're going to get pummeled against Jacksonville. I'm going to go Jags beating Miami.
Yeah, I agree with you. Fitzmagic is just not. He's Fitzmagic-less. I mean, Gardner Minshew's the new facial hair of the state of Florida. He's just shredding, man.
Yeah,
shredding.
I think. Yeah, Jacksonville get into 2-1 after tonight. I think it'll be a surprisingly decent game. Usually these crappy games we think are they sometimes turn into decent ones. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean when it's 2 terrible teams. Speaking about 2 terrible teams, somehow Chicago's 2-0 beats me. I have no idea how. The kid Mitch is just okay. Whatever, go off against Atlanta. I don't see it being a close one. I think Atlanta. I mean, I know their secondary's bad, but they're probably pissed off about last week.
Oh, I think they are too. I think they blow Chicago out of the. Atlanta's a 3.5-point favorite, being 0-2 against a 2-0 team. That's so funny.
That's terrible. The next one might be the game of the week.
Yeah, this one's a sneaky great. Actually, not even sneaky. I mean, these are 2 great teams. I'm going to go Buffalo beating the Rams. I think Buffalo, Josh Allen looks really solid. I think Buffalo is the team to beat in the AFC East this year. I'm
going to have to agree. I think the Rams are good. I think they're a really good team, but, losing Cam Akins last week, an injury. Buffalo seems to be staying healthy. They have a sneaky good offense, like beyond Josh Allen. They have Cole Beasley. They have, I think it's John Brown.
Yeah, they have John Brown. They're running.
They got not Sammy Hopkins. Not Sammy Watkins. Who is their big? They have a big receiver. I forgot his name.
This is Devin Singletary.
No, not him. Who is the guy from Minnesota?
Oh God. No. Oh God, it's driving me crazy. Stephon Diggs. There we go.
Yes. I mean, they kind of like loaded up on the offense a little bit.
Yeah.
I've gotten pretty stacked, and it's pretty fun to see.
Yeah, Buffalo's a good team. Go into our next game between 2 not great teams. Winner's going to get to 2-1. Loser's going to get to 1-2. Washington football team trademark at Cleveland.
Cleveland
Yeah.
rocks. Cleveland rocks. Love it.
No, it does not.
Cleveland is a terrible city, but you have Baker Mayfield to root on, and you have Odell Beckham who gets freaky.
Does Chase Young? I mean, over/under sacks that Chase Young has on Baker Mayfield, because the Browns traditionally have not had a great offensive line.
I would go 2.
I would say 2.5 is the over. I'm going to say he gets 2. I'm going to say 3.
I'm going to say 2. I don't think he gets 2.5. But next game, another. I would like to say it's a good one. It's just not, though. Tennessee at Minnesota. I think Minnesota goes 0-3, and I think we are approaching the end of the Kirk Cousins era in the Minnesota area.
I really don't know why I keep picking the Vikings, but I still am going to pick the Vikings. It's just you got to pick some upsets in the NFL because, I mean, any given Sunday, of course, and crazy stuff can happen, but I don't know. Kirk Cousins, I think he has a turnaround game. I don't think Minnesota's great, but I think Tennessee's a solid team too, but I think this just could be a sneaky upset game.
So if Minnesota loses this week, is this the last week you'll pick them? Oh, so they play like the Washington football team?
I'm pretty sure I looked ahead at their schedule, and they play Houston in week 4, and they could easily both be 0-3. So maybe who knows? But I don't know why, but I'm still going Minnesota.
And then next week is another sneaky one, another good game. Las Vegas at New England. Las Vegas is 2-0, coming off a really good Monday night win over the Saints. New England, I mean, I know they're 1-1, but they lost to not Cam Newton. They lost to Russell Wilson by, I think it was like 2 points. 3 points or 4 points.
No,
I think it was 4.
5. It was 5. 35-30.
2, 3, 4, 5. One out of 5. New England could easily be 2-0. So who you got?
I'm gonna go Pats. I don't think Vegas is a great team. I think they're okay. They definitely. I mean, I was wrong. I picked the Saints. I think Oakland could be like an 8-8 team this year. I could easily see that happening. But I'm gonna go Pats. Cam Newton has a monster game. I think Patriots are a little pissed off from last week, and Bill Belichick after a loss. I mean, he's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. As much as I want to cheer on Derek Carr, whose brother was an absolute failure in the NFL, not to be rude.
Was it David Carr?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to go New England here. Take it away.
Yeah, next game up, we got San Francisco 49ers returning to the scene of the crime, MetLife Stadium, playing the back-to-back games against the New York teams. They destroyed the Giants as they did the Jets last week. I'm going to go 49ers.
I would love to say the 49ers are just so beat up all around.
You think the Giants?
I have to. I think the Giants are – oh, wait, Giants lost Saquon.
I was about to say, I'm like, the Giants may not win 2 games this year. And even the 49ers are still – I mean, they got a solid defense.
Give me San Francisco, yeah.
You talked me into
that one, so if I'm wrong, shame. Next one, Cincinnati at Philadelphia. Philly, damn it.
I'm going to go Philly, too. It's just you can't trust the Bengals. Yeah, they have Joe Burrow, but Eagles, I think, are just – I don't know. I will say it would not surprise me if Cincinnati wins this week.
I don't know. I'm conflicted. I'm a little conflicted, but I think Philly gets the job.
I'm locking mine in on Philly. I'm gonna go Philly.
I'll let you go ahead and get the next one as well.
I'm picking another upset for this one. Houston at Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh, they haven't played anybody great. I think Houston is hungry for a win. To be fair, Houston has had a brutal schedule. They played the Chiefs, the Ravens, and now the Steelers. I mean, that is a tough stretch. I think they win. They go to Heinz Field, and I almost called it Lambeau. That would have been so disrespectful. But they go to Heinz Field. They steal the terriblest, towelless fans, and Texans. Deshaun Watson looks good. The offense looks good. I think Houston upsets Pittsburgh.
I have to unfortunately go Pittsburgh. I'm picking both Pennsylvania teams this week. Not a fan of it.
Gross. I don't think.
Next week probably, or not next week. The next game is probably the game that no one's gonna watch.
We probably won't have much. We probably won't have much to say on Monday about this game. Let's just say that.
Yeah, New York at Indy. Give me Indy, man.
Yeah, Jets are the laughing stock in the NFL.
Is this Adam Gates' last week?
Oh, over under weeks left. Adam Gates has. I'm gonna say 1.5.
Yeah, under.
That would be insane if they fire him after 3 weeks. That would be incredible.
They wouldn't. They'll probably fire him after 5.
Yeah.
Terrible game.
Next game up, we got a couple of young offenses. Carolina with Teddy Bridgewater at LA with Justin Herbert. And can we talk about Tyrod Taylor getting his lung punctured by the team doctor?
You think the team doctor went to it? You think like there was a little like payment on the side, like, hey, Justin Herbert
How
slipped in
bad
some
do you
money.
have to be? How bad do you have to be at your job to puncture a lung? I mean, good God, you almost killed the man. I mean, he's not the greatest quarterback, but hey, I mean, you
He's
don't
not
need to kill him.
terrible.
You don't need to kill him
Like,
for it. I think Herbert. I'm going to say Herbert. He looked great last week. Carolina, they're struggling. Their defense isn't great. They're out. They don't have their stud running back McCaffrey. Give me the Chargers.
yeah, I'm gonna have to take the Chargers with you. The only doctor that should be like, kind of puncturing the QB's lung is who's the Buffalo quarterback after Tyrod Taylor?
Nathan Peterman.
Yeah.
He's making
the NFL.
He's making more money than Cam Newton this year.
Yeah, well, Cam Newton took a small deal. Next game, Tampa at Denver. Tampa.
Yeah, Denver doesn't have Drew Lock. Of course, Von Miller's out for the season. Denver, I think I predicted them in our predictions to finish second in this division. Boy, I think they may get to last.
I was going to say, I think I picked Denver up there too.
I mean, they had the makings of a great – I think before that episode we said that Von Miller gets hurt the next day. So, we thought Denver would be better, but, yeah, give me Tampa.
Yeah.
Next game up, boy, this may be brutal. Detroit at Arizona. I'm going to go Arizona all day. Their offense is solid. DeAndre Hopkins was the pickup of the offseason, in my opinion. He ripped Matthew Stafford. The only time people will care about Detroit is Thanksgiving. So.
Yeah, and that's because they're on. No one actually watches them.
Yeah.
It's just on in the background when you talk to your family, when you talk to your uncle, who just drinks all the time, and he's like, let's watch the Lions. Slamming beers back left and right.
So who you picking?
I really want to pick Detroit to finally get a win, but it's just not going to happen. Arizona.
Not this week. Not. Yeah. I'll let you take the next one.
He already knows. Dallas.
Shocking.
At Seattle. I'm not going to take Dallas here. Actually, I'm going to take Seattle.
Wow. I thought you were going to pick.
Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm on the Dallas bandwagon. I can take a loss 1 week. Give me Dallas. Guns blazing. Dak. Boom, bada bing. Dallas, baby.
Shaking my head. Yeah, I'm gonna disagree. Congrats. He's won one playoff game for you guys?
Amari, America's team. Wrong way. America's team, baby.
For those of you watching, he's showing his stupid cup.
Those of you who are listening, just know that this moment of silence is not an actual moment of silence. Now I'm showing my AirPod case. Dallas, baby.
Moving on to the Sunday night game, another great Sunday night battle.
Who are you taking? You taking Seattle?
Oh, I said Seattle. I'm going with Seattle. Moving on to the Sunday night game, Green Bay at New Orleans. New Orleans gets the rebound. They beat the Packers. I think it's a shootout. I don't see the Saints going 1-2, and I think the Packers are a little bit overrated.
Give me the cheesehead, man. Give me the cheesehead. Give me some Swiss. Give me some Munster. Give me some pepper jack. Give me some cheddar. Give me some American. Give me the Mexican little blend.
I'm going to give you this L when New Orleans wins.
Cheese hat, baby. You got the next one, man. Probably the game of the week.
Oh, I mean, how could this not be the third Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, round 3? Every single thing in my gut is telling me to pick Baltimore, but I cannot pick against Kansas City. This game's a toss-up. I mean, even if you're just a neutral fan, it's a toss-up.
Kansas City's going to blow them out. Baltimore's not good, in my opinion. They're good. Wow. They're going to make the playoffs, and they're going to make the playoffs, and they're going to twinkle their little toes. But at the end of the day, Kansas City's probably just going to shoot them in the foot.
Wow. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. Hopefully it's a shootout. Actually, I hope it's not a shootout because I want the defense to show me something.
You want the Kansas City versus LA Rams game a couple years ago on Monday night?
The most infuriating regular season game I've ever seen in my life. Like
Kansas City won.
No, they did. They lost 54-51 to the Rams.
Oh, damn.
They scored 51 points and lost an NFL game. I don't understand how that happened.
That's like an NBA team scoring 120 and losing.
Yeah, Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the NFL for the week. We have one other story which I thought was pretty interesting too. Michael Jordan is going to get involved in NASCAR, become a team owner, and he's partnering with Denny Hamlin, who's a current driver for Joe Gibbs Racing right now. He's competing for a championship this season, but they are going to. The driver who's going to be there is Bubba Wallace, who is the only African American driver in the sport, which I thought this was a cool move to do. He, of course, the big story with him earlier this year was when all the protests were
The
happening,
news.
and the noose was found in his garage. But that was kind of a hazy story. I mean, it definitely looked like a noose, but it had been there for a while. But it's still kind of controversial. But good for him getting experience to. And how do we think of Michael Jordan getting involved in NASCAR? I mean, he's got so much money.
You know what he kind of reminds me of like Jay-Z almost. And I know it's like what rapper like they took their brand, Jay-Z rap, Michael Jordan basketball, and they've just grown into so many different like
Yeah,
enterprises.
yeah,
And so they've been so successful with it. And it's just like good for them.
yeah. I have
Like
to agree with. I have to agree
yeah,
with you. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's super cool. I hope. I mean, Bubba's a really likable guy, so I hope nothing but the best for him next year. So yeah, that's pretty much all the sports news we have this week.
yeah. And as we snuck in our little interview earlier, it's gonna, we might have a special transition for you, a little spooky one. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. But yeah, we have a interview with a not regional, a amateur, I guess you could say, as a
I would say
it's professional.
semi-professional would be a
Yeah,
good word to go. But yeah,
yeah, semi-professional.
yeah, Jacob Schwartz. He goes current senior at Old Dominion University. He's goalkeeper for A.C Commonwealth. That's in the Norfolk area. So we talked to him for about 10 or 15 minutes, asking some questions. So we were really excited to have our first guest come on the show. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So
Yeah, and then as always, Twitter is going to be above my head. The name obviously is going to be over Espen's.
yeah. Also, we are on TikTok. So our first TikTok came out last night. Same username above Sam T underscore A underscore G Sports. Going to be posting a lot of content on there. So follow us on Twitter. Follow us on TikTok now. Listen to us on Spotify. Watch us on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Yeah, do all
We're
those
trying to
things.
make this our careers, man. We need
Hey,
people to like the videos
got
so we can make
gotta
money.
got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
TikTok's where it's at right now. So
yeah, but another great episode. Got a lot of good stuff this weekend. Go watch
yeah,
some sports, or don't.
yeah,
Go play
yeah.
Madden. I don't care.
Go ahead and stick around for the end of this episode as we have our interview coming up right now.
Yeah, all right. Enjoy. Take care, Espen.
See you later.
All right, so we're here with Jacob Schwartz today. Are you still on the team, the men's ODU soccer club soccer team?
Yeah, halfway, but with COVID and everything, I'm not really like participating with them because they don't have like
Yeah,
normal practices. So that's
gotcha,
kind of what I went
gotcha.
on.
And so now you're on A.C Commonwealth, which is a local club team down in Norfolk, Virginia. So we just have a few questions for you. Espen, I'll let you go ahead and take the first one, man.
Yeah, so the first one we have for you today is how is it playing for a semi-professional soccer team while still balancing your studies and your schoolwork at Old Dominion?
So it's interesting. So we don't practice every day, which is nice. We practice Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at nights, and then we have games on Saturdays usually. And it's really not that bad. I mean, I'm kind of used to it, having played club soccer and it not being like an everyday type thing. So yeah, I practice at night, so I try to get my work done, during the day, and watch classes obviously and all that. And they're also pretty understanding because they know that we're not like all the way professionals yet, so we have like jobs. A lot of the kids are actually some of them still in high school, so they take that seriously and they're pretty understanding about it. So it's really not that bad. Kind of used to it.
Awesome, awesome. So like,
Yeah,
how old is the oldest guy, and how young is the youngest?
Um, I want to say we have a guy in his 30s, I think. I want to
Oh,
oh
say,
wow,
yeah. So yeah, because we're in the
wow.
UPSL league, so we have like a U23 team, and then we have two first teams that we both play in the same division, and so we have some younger guys who are still in high school or developmental who actually they play with an academy, and we have some guys that are definitely older who graduated college. I think one of the goalkeepers is like 30 something. So
oh. Damn.
yeah,
That's wow. That's
Um,
it's a range.
Yeah. So my second question is like, who first inspired you to get into kind of soccer, and how is it playing soccer? Whether it's club, whether it's high school, at any level really. How has it developed you as a person?
Yeah, no, so I got first interested in soccer when I was younger. I want to say I started playing around 6. I've just playing rec league in Kentucky. My parents got me into it. And then as I kind of went along through school, I actually got into track and cross country. So soccer took kind of a back step, but I always still played. I always played rec and all that. And but then as I moved to Virginia, 8th grade year. I couldn't run track cross country anymore, so soccer kind of took place of that. And I started, want to play more. And I was up top. I was playing goalie a little bit. I was kind of playing wherever. Because I always just played rec. And it got to be my junior year. I didn't make the high school team the first year, so I decided I was like, well, let me, try as a goalie, see what happens. I feel like I got good hands. So, I had the basics kind of, and I ended up making JV that year. So I managed to get some training underneath their goalkeeper coach in high school, which helped me get a lot more like of the basics down. And then my senior year, I actually tried out. Thought I had a really good tryout. They cut me.
Oh,
So I was like, damn, like what, whatever. And it was kind of depressing, but still I was still around everyone, and I heard that one of the varsity goalkeepers had gotten cut. I was like, okay, all right, all right. So I was walking around doing another club, and we managed to stop by the coach's classroom, actually. He was like, hey, let me talk to you. I was like, all right. And he was like, yeah, so I'm sure you've heard, like, the guy, he quit. And I was like, yeah. He was like, we don't want you to come back. He was like, that was our goalkeeper's coach's first words. He was like, well, what about Schwartz? And so they invited me back. And I was like, all right, well, I'll make varsity. Like, that's cool. Like, I'll sit on the bench, learn some stuff about, soccer. I was like, and then I figured, I was like, all right, well, I at least got one start in me, like, senior night, right? You're like, oh, I'm a senior. Like, I'm going to start senior night. Like, it doesn't matter how long I play. Came to be senior night. And the practice before, coaches, he was like, yeah, like, we're not going to start you. Like, you're not going to play. And I was like,
Oh,
oh, word. So I come senior night. I'm sitting on the bench. All the other seniors, we had a center back, and he put him at striker. He didn't do anything with me. I sat on the bench the entire senior night. So ever since then, I had a chip on my shoulder. I was like, I'm sure I'm gonna show this guy. I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna get better. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna strive to do the best I can. And then so I ended up coming to ODU. Took the starting job of the club soccer team my second semester here, and held it until the D1 keeper got cut, and then he joined club. So yeah, back on the back burner on that season. But
nice.
I learned a little bit under him as well, the D1 keeper from ODU. And I've just been absorbing everything. And then COVID came around and couldn't play ODU, and so I was like, well, let me give this team a shot again. And I didn't think I was gonna make it, but I did, obviously. I'm
Yeah.
playing for him now. And I mean, I think playing soccer really showed me that it's a team sport. I wasn't always a starter. I wasn't always that guy. And my high school coach actually, when he sat me on senior night. He actually like gave me a letter. It was in my jersey senior night, and I read it. And he was like you're the example of a player that comes to my creed, like my code, like like the team comes first, like everything comes first, like before you. He was like, I wish you the best, like blah blah blah, all that stuff. And that really like hit me. I was like, this is about the team. This is about winning as a club, and I think that really like instilled in me.
Yeah. Awesome.
yeah. It sounds like things worked out for you pretty well now. So glad to hear it.
So far.
Yeah. So next question we have for you is kind of a little interesting, but do you have any pregame rituals or superstitions before you're about to lace it up and be a goalkeeper?
um, I don't think I really do. I get butterflies, like everyone does.
Yeah.
So I try to just kind of like calm myself down and understand that I need to be ready whenever my name is called, even if I'm not starting. I just like to listen to music, kind of chill, um, make sure I'm getting through my warm ups well, getting down on the ground, catching the ball well, getting all this stuff right in the beginning, so that way I'm not messing up during the game and all that. But nah, I don't think I really do. I just kind of listen to music, chill.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's always a good approach.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. So our next question for you is kind of a simpler one. If you were not being a goalkeeper, what other position would you like to play?
Ooh, definitely striker or winger. That's what I started off as. That's kind of what I like doing. I used to like scoring the goals, not saving them. Um, but I always had fun up there, up top. You know, you can be a lot more creative up there. You can because you know, obviously you want to take people on, but you know, a goalkeeper you can't be too creative. You lose the ball, you know, to the net. But yeah, definitely one of those two.
Awesome, awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. So final question we have for you is what are your future plans for soccer after you graduate? And do you plan on becoming a professional soccer player? And what would be your goals and like what would be like what would be like the ultimate dream scenario if you do go professional?
Yeah, so after graduating, I'd like to keep playing with these guys, A.C Commonwealth. To see how it goes. I obviously want to get some exposure. The goal is the first off get to my degree. I want to have that to back up on, you know, no matter what. And then I would like to be able to go play professionally somewhere. Obviously, trying to get some exposure in the UPSL, which is the fourth league of American soccer. And actually, AC Commonwealth, they're trying to make a USL one league team. They're trying to work up their funds and all that so they can create more teams down here. Um, so they're definitely trying to help the Hampton Roads, Norfolk, all that area get more exposure, which is nice. And so yeah, I think the plan for now is get exposure, and then hopefully down the road, you know, we'll see what happens, see if I go pro or not.
Yeah, we'll definitely be rooting you on for
Yeah,
in the future, and hopefully you
appreciate
can,
it.
yeah, hopefully you can get that exposure that you need.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And so our last thing is, so every week we do NFL picks. Obviously you're rocking the Eagles sweatshirt. Not so great.
It's
You play
hard.
the Bengals this week. Does Carson Wentz finally get it going?
You know, I really hope so. Carson is just he not been playing well. Like I've been telling my friends, like right now he just looks like a mix between Baker Mayfield and Kirk Cousins. Like
Not a good mix.
no, not at all. It's just he's forcing too much, and I
Yeah.
hate to see it. He's trying to play hero ball. He's trying to do way too much. If he could just calm down. I think this is the week though. I think this is the team that he does it against. Interested to see how Joe Burrow does against our defense. I'm not too
Yeah.
confident in them right now. Darius Slay is like the only high point in that defense. But but yeah, I think we get the win, but I won't be surprised if we take the L, if that makes sense.
Is this Carson Wentz
Yeah.
last year?
Can he stay healthy
Hey,
too?
hey, you draft a second round quarterback behind him who played at Oklahoma and Alabama, you know, you're saying something. I understand they want because they are, you know, things happen like a concussion and last year in the playoffs for Wentz, and they want to upgrade that backup spot, but a second round pick on a backup, that's saying something.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we appreciate having you on. You're our first interview guest, so obviously that's a big accomplishment. Hopefully the podcast, you know, get some exposure as your soccer game does as well.
Yeah.
You know, we appreciate it and thank you very much.
Yeah, no, thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for
When you have
coming
anything
on.
else? All
No
right.
Yeah, I
problem.
just wanted to say thanks for coming on. It's good to talk to you again. It's been a few years, so
Yeah, good to see you.
definitely yeah, definitely good to kill a bit, and yeah, just excited that you're our first guest on our
Yes,
show.
sir.
So have a good
I
one.
appreciate it, boys.
All
Yeah,
right.
thank
Take
you.
care.